Bianca Belair just confessed this, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what she had to say and why I thought it was very interesting, and you may find it to be that as well. I think you will. So look, Bianca Belair, she's in a very interesting spot right now. For the last few months, she's been paired with Jade Cargill. It's a move that I think has been beneficial for both stars, and I'll explain that in a minute. They found a lot of success together. Bianca Belair has been a top star for WWE for many, many years now, and for the foreseeable future, she'll stay in that role. Why? Because she has a connection with the fan base that not a lot of people do. That's why she is over like Rover. That is why she has been able to run as a babyface the way that she has, and that's why the company has continuously used her in a big way. Now, earlier this year, obviously, we had Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. They had to stare down in the Women's Royal Rumble match. It was a pretty iconic moment. It was Jade Cargill's WWE in-ring debut. It was a dream match. Still is a dream match, I might add, for a lot of people, including myself, because it's rare that you get an AEW versus WWE match, right? One talent has to go to another promotion. Well, we're going to get that eventually. Now, as a tag team, they've been able to really thrive. And here's why it was beneficial for both stars. Because Bianca Belair, she's a top star, but she can't always be the women's champion. She can't always be feuding for the title. So you need to have her do something else. But do something that's in a meaningful way. Well, they've been able to do that because they brought in Jade Cargill. And they didn't send her to NXT. They sent her straight to the main roster, where they have heavily pushed this woman, and bravo for them to doing that, because has the potential to be a megastar. She really does. What it was able to do was it kept Bianca Belair on the mix, in the mix, going, doing things, doing big things. It also helped Jade come in without having that pressure of being a singles top star. You can be a top star, but in a tag team. And with that decision, I think it has really, really helped both women. Now, there have been instances where Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill have worked singles matches. Don't get me wrong, they have. And that leads us into today's video, because if you recall, it was Bianca Belair who took on Nia Jax in the Queen of the Ring tournament. It was Nia Jax who won the tournament. It's Nia Jax who is now slated to take on Bayley for the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Now, while appearing on Hot Ones Versus, so her and Jade Cargill appeared on that show, and they took part in eating some spicy wings, if you will. And during it, Belair confessed to peeing herself a little while in the ring with Nia Jax. There's a reason why I don't do leg drops anymore. Oh no, you know when it happened? It just happened recently. Queen of the Ring tournament. Nia Jax took her finish just a little. Yeah. You don't get to hear that very often, where a talent will admit an embarrassing moment, especially a female. Very, very rare to hear that. Kudos to her, though, for coming out and confessing it. I thought it was funny. Like CM Punk, his infamous story when he's on Cole Cabana's podcast, and he's talking about how he's on, he's medicated the gills, he's on a bunch of Z-Packs, and he pooped his pants on SmackDown, and he was fearful, jokingly, that Vince McMahon would put him in an all-white gimmick and make him poop himself every single week. I don't think he would have done that to CM Punk, and obviously I don't think that's going to happen to Bianca Belair. Now, do I think Nia Jax should have won over Bianca Belair? Well, of course not. I don't buy the hype in Nia Jax. Now, I will say she's had a better run in WWE since returning, but I don't think she warrants a SummerSlam match and a SummerSlam match for the championship, especially the Women's Championship against someone of the caliber of Bayley. I think you reserve those spots. Now, I've noticed that this is interesting with the betting odds, and I'll get back to Bianca Belair in a minute. They have Nia Jax as the minus 120 favorite with both stars. Both stars are minus 120, meaning it's a toss-up. No one really knows who's going to win this match. I think it'd be a mistake, actually, if Nia Jax beat Bayley for the title. I don't think it should happen. If you were going to do a title change, I think you might as well put it on someone else. The reason why I think they had Bianca Belair put Nia Jax over in this tournament is because twofold. One, they had other plans for Bianca Belair. And two, because you didn't want to do a face versus face match. You just didn't. You also didn't want to be Bianca. Nia Jax is a name, but only a name that Bayley can actually beat. And you get the heel-face combination, right? The synergy, if you will. Now, going forward, I'm very, very curious to see what WWE does with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, because they're still in the tag team title picture. They're still doing their thing there. But at some point, in some time, you have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to move it along, go along. When are we going to get that big turn? Who's going to turn? Is it going to be Jade Cargill who turns and she's a heel? You keep Bianca Belair face. Do you even attempt to do a Bianca Belair heel turn and a heel run? I don't really want to see that. When do they do it? That's a big question. How do they do it? That's even a bigger question. Now, in my opinion, I think you try to make this last as long as possible. We're already in late July. We're about to be in August, y'all. We still got some time until WrestleMania. But what you could do, instead of continuously have them challenging and winning or failing to win the women's tag team titles, what you could do instead is have them still be in an alliance on television, not do a split, and have them go off into other programs. And then when the time is right, a la Royal Rumble, you could have Jade Cargill turn on Bianca. And that be either A, her official heel turn, or B, have them remain faces. I think it was 2009 Survivor Series, where Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena, they worked a triple threat, and it was Shawn that super kicked Triple H right out of the gate. And they were cool afterwards. They were still both baby faces. They still had an alliance, but they just kind of split away from each other. I could see that happening with Jade and Bianca. It just really depends on what they want to do with Jade Cargill, because Jade Cargill, most of her AEW run has been, or had been, as a heel. We've only seen her as a babyface in WWE, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on there. Let me know down in the comments area below, what do you think they should do with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill? What do you think about Bianca Belair's confession? And I will see y'all in the next video.